Nottingham Forest Football Club, founded in 1865, is one of the oldest football clubs in the world and has a rich history deeply rooted in the early development of the sport. The club was established by a group of shinty and bandy players who met at the Clinton Arms on Shakespeare Street in Nottingham. They decided to form a football team to stay active during the winter months, naming the club after the Nottingham Forest, a large public park and woodland area that was a popular recreational spot in the city. From its inception, Forest was a pioneering club, contributing to the growth and codification of football in its formative years. In its early days, Nottingham Forest played friendly matches against local teams and other emerging football clubs. The club's first recorded match took place in March 1866 against Notts County, their local rivals, which ended in a 1-0 victory for Forest. And this match marked the beginning of a long-standing rivalry between the two clubs, which remains one of the oldest in football history. Forest's early home ground was the Forest Recreation Ground, from which the club took its name, and their original colours were Garibaldi red, inspired by the uniforms of Giuseppe Garibaldi's Italian freedom fighters. This distinctive red has remained synonymous with the club ever since. Nottingham Forest was a founding member of the Football Association and played a key role in the early development of the game's rules. The club was also instrumental in the formation of the Midland Counties Cup in 1881, one of the earliest regional competitions in English football. Forest reached the final of the inaugural tournament, but were defeated by Notts County, their local rivals. Despite this setback, the club continued to grow in stature and became a prominent team in the Midlands. In 1888, Nottingham Forest was not among the 12 founding members of the Football League. However, they were elected to the league in 1892 when it expanded to include a second division. Forest's first season in the Football League was a challenging one as they finished mid-table, but their inclusion in the league marked a significant step in their development as a professional club. During this period, Forest played their home matches at the town ground in Trent Bridge, which they shared with Notts County. The 1890s were a period of progress and achievement for Nottingham Forest. In 1898, the club won its first major trophy, the FA Cup, defeating Derby County 3-1 in the final. This victory was a historic moment for Forest and cemented their place in football history. The team, managed by Harry Hallam and featuring players like John McPherson and John Calvi, became known for their attacking style of play and determination. The FA Cup triumph was a source of immense pride for the club and its supporters, and it marked the beginning of a golden era for Forest. Interestingly, during this early period, Nottingham Forest did not have an official badge or crest. The club was primarily identified by its Garibaldi red colours, and the concept of a formal emblem was not yet a common practice in football. It wasn't until after the First World War in the 1940s that Forest adopted its first official crest. This early badge featured the club's initials, NFFC, Nottingham Forest Football Club, intertwined in a circular motif. Over time, the crest evolved to include iconic symbols such as the tree emblem, reflecting the club's name and its connection to the Forest Recreation Ground, and the Robin Hood statue representing the city of Nottingham. Following their FA Cup success, Nottingham Forest continued to compete in the Football League, establishing themselves as a competitive side in the second division. The club's performances during this period were marked by consistency and resilience as they sought to gain promotion to the First Division. Forest's commitment to attacking football and their ability to attract talented players helped to build a loyal fan base and solidify their reputation as one of the leading clubs in the Midlands. The outbreak of the First World War in 1914 brought an end to competitive football for several years, and Nottingham Forest, like many other clubs, faced significant challenges during this period. The war disrupted the league structure and many players enlisted to serve in the armed forces. Despite these difficulties, Forest continued to play in regional competitions and friendly matches, maintaining a presence in the local football scene.